Dear brothers and sisters, in the first reading we heard the story how the early writers saw how the sin came into the world and its consequence. Adam and Eve were instructed to follow the counsel, and they did not follow it. The consequence was sin, which kept them away from God. The gospel passage is very interesting. It speaks about nature of Jesus. He is still back in the Gentile region, and they bring him a man who was deaf and dumb, or had impediment in speech. Jesus could have cured him instantly by his word. He didn't have to do so-called what he heard, he did. But Jesus adapts himself to the conditions, the place where he is, to how the priest of those regions, the Gentile region, will cure people or perform miracles. So he says he takes the man privately outside the crowd, and so also touches him and also his tongue. That was how the so-called the priest or the miracle workers of the Gentile region will heal people. So Jesus adapts himself to the conditions of those times and cures the person. Are we people who are willing to adapt ourselves to us to gain others? St. Paul tells us, I became all things to all so that I could gain some. The story of Saint Robert Nerobli, who came to India in the south and adapted his so-called life to the culture of the place so that he could preach the gospel to everyone. So to Saint John the Brito, who also went to south and adapted himself to the lifestyle, the clothing, the footwear, the food habits, so that he could, in a way, preach the gospel. At times we tend to be too rigid in our faith, because we said, this is the rules and laws, we cannot change, we have to go to the other cultures, we have to maintain our culture, and so on. We ask God to give us the grace that we are able to adapt ourselves so that the warmth that we have will spread. The friendship, the glow that we have within us, we'll be able to give, and people can see, look at us, he says, they're willing to adapt themselves so that the brotherly and sisterly love which is there is able to flourish. We ask God to give us the grace, just like Saint Cyril and Methodius, who went to Slav region and adapted our faith so they could gain. Jesus also went to this Gentile region and adapted himself to the culture of the place so that he could work miracles. May God give us the grace not to be tight-fisted, not to be rigid, but bending to adapt ourselves to others so that we can gain some.